thought I'd just quickly pop on and show you the top that I made for the Instagram challenge So Frugal 22. In my plans video I showed you that I had some leftover fabric that I was going to use and it was from this. This is my grain line Archer shirt. I had 3 meters of this fabric and the shirt took up 2 meters, leaving me with a meter. And so with that, what I had left over, I have made, let me get this the right way around. This is the How to Do Fashion Denmark tee. Denmark top, I think it was called. So it's from the same fabric. So I now have 2 tops from the one fabric, one for summer and one for winter. So I don't have 2 things the same in my current wardrobe. I'll pop it on, but I just wanted to show you for how annoying facings are. So here we have like a grain on sort of cap sleeve, and it has facings for the neckband but also for the armholes as well. And I understitched everything and I've put catch stitches in, but because this is a woven tee without any closures, you have to kind of get the head and an arm in first and then get the other one in. Because it's got darts, it's got bust darts and it's got waist darts at the front and the back, it gives it really nice shaping, but it does mean obviously most people have a smaller waist than they do bust. So when you're putting it on, you've got to get basically the waist over your bust. So I found going in like that was the solution, but in doing so it has undone the catch stitches, so it just flops out. So I will put the top on, but I'm just warning you now, I will need to tuck it in. And the same with the front, I did a catch stitch and that has come undone as well, so it's rolling out. Also I think I rushed and I didn't have my bobbin in properly, so it's quite loose on some of that stitching. So I'll show you now what it looks like on, and then just quickly show you a couple of alterations that I did to get the good fit. I'll move you around, you will also see all the junk in the background. So here looks fine from the front. Look at that, I'm having to like tuck it all in. So I need to just put some catch stitches in again. I really like the top actually. Let me just pan down. It's a really nice top because it has this lovely shaping here, and it's just a bit tricky to get on if you've got like a ponytail and a pair of glasses because it's a little bit tight. But I've got full coverage of my bra straps, which I haven't had in like a boat neck top for quite some time. So the no closures. Now it was gaping quite a bit at the back, and I have a bit of a rounded back, and normally you sort of add some, I can't remember if you add to the front to like shifts it back down. I felt like it was creeping up the back of my neck and it was just too long. It was sitting fine everywhere else, but and then I was getting gaping at like here and here. It was like really loose. Oh, and one thing, I know I criticise everything that I make, but I didn't notice until I put the photos up. That's fine, but look where the dart is. It just slightly, like by a couple of mil, slightly puts the pattern off. So I am thinking of unpicking it and moving the dart over a bit just so everything lines up. So I twirled it first, so I did a muslin with muslin fabric actually. And so here, along here, this is the front. I just found I felt that it was too long, like here to here, and it was all sort of loose, but I didn't want to lose, I needed the sort of the length on the armhole because then it would make it too tight on the arms. So I thought if I just take a wedge out, but take it more out here and then just sort of narrow it towards the sides, the armholes haven't then been affected. So perhaps I don't know if you, yeah, so you can see it here. So it's not much, I think maybe ½ an inch. So it's like a sort of horizontal fisheye dart, which just goes across there. And so I then laid that down and took that out of my paper pattern piece as well. And it just made it sit nice and flat. So I had to cut the pattern and then sort of like stick it together. So I probably need to redraw the grain lines on the pattern piece. And at the other alteration to the front, which way is best to see, probably this one, I just took a small dart of fabric out all together, probably I think ½ an inch in total, not much at all, just from here to here, just to close it up. I probably should have got a smaller size, did a full bust adjustment. This is probably the cheats way of doing it, but by taking that out and that out, that works. And then I'm scanning around, oh there it is. I'm scanning around for the back piece. So with the back, I had more gaping at the centre back than I did at the centre front. So I took an inch out here, and again, it was taken from like the same portion as what the front was. Just that bit there, it just seemed really long. So I took that out, and as you can see, it fits really well. I don't have all this excess here, there's no gaping at the back, and it fits me like really well actually. And again, as I took the horizontal fisheye dart out the front, I took one out of the back as well. Just felt a bit loose and it just didn't feel right. So this is just what I did to make the pattern fit me, and that's it. And I did a 1 inch narrow shoulder adjustment. I tend to do that on most things, so the 1 inch narrow shoulder adjustment, but doing that and that is really beneficial to make like a rough like muslin first, because otherwise I might be a bit disappointed and not worn it. So yeah, just ignore that. I think, what do you think? So this is a free pattern, so it's really good, and there are pattern alterations, like what do you call it? There are pattern amendments that you can get emailed once you've downloaded the initial pattern. For like sleeve options, so sort of like a flutter sleeve. There's also a cowl neck option, and there's also pattern pieces you can print out to make this into a dress. Now I would say if you were going to make this into a dress, I think I would definitely put a centre pack, put some extra seam allowance and put a centre pack seam in and add a zip, because I just think that would be a bit awkward putting a whole dress on without any closures. And it works for a top, but for a dress you can add a lining and get rid of those facings. I may either top stitch down, or the next time I make this top, use bias binding. It's not as easy to line just a top because there's nothing to sort of like the weight like you have in a dress of pulling the lining down, so it could probably hitch up. So I guess that's why it's not a lined top. It works fine. This is a viscose twill. So the viscose twill just doesn't crease like a rayon twill. It doesn't crease like a normal viscose would. So it's a really nice fabric. With it being sleeveless, it's going to be great for the summer. And I just wanted to show you, because I know some people think if there's no closures that's going to be really tight, how much room, here we go, some stretches, how much room and movement there is in this. Because sometimes with a woven tee, it's like if it's too fitted you think, oh, I can't get it on and I can't move in it. And anything else tends to be quite boxy when it's woven. So I really like this. I would really recommend it. I'm going to pop a link in the description box down below to the pattern so you can go and check it out. And I'll also put a link in if I can, or I'll just put all the details of the hashtag. If you hadn't checked out my plans video and you wanted to see what other patterns you could make using less than a metre of fabric, then check out this video here.